Good evening, Southeast Texas. Another record high broken today, 102. The old record was in 1963, so a 60-year-old record falls today. Tomorrow, we're going to be going up to 103. Could break a 98-year-old record set back in 1925, I should say. So record-breaking heat. After that, some changes are on the way. So with temperatures very warm tomorrow, actually very hot, and the triple digit with record highs, those storms that we're expecting coming in Friday afternoon or evening could be severe. Another round of showers and storms expected Saturday afternoon as a weak front pushes through, and that means dry weather with lower humidity and cool mornings coming up Sunday and Monday, and another round of showers and storms expected Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Thursday of next week. Again, tomorrow there is a slight risk of severe weather across the area. Should storms become severe, the most likely mode would be damaging winds. We need the rain, but not the severe weather. So tomorrow, not a 50% coverage, or a 50% coverage, not chances, coverages. That's how much of the area should see rain. High temperatures, 101 to 104. It's going to be a lot of heat energy. So the storms, based on experience and history, when you're getting temperatures up this hot, they're going to have wind and they're going to have lightning. Not a sure slam dunk by any stretch of the imagination, but still got to watch that on radar very closely tomorrow. Heat indices will certainly be dangerous. 110 to 112, a heat advisory will be in effect. The UV index will be very high at 10, and we'll see west and south winds at 3 to 10 miles an hour. So all Southeast Texas under the heat advisory coming up on Friday. There's your 50 to 60% coverage Friday and Saturday. Could be more than what I have if we got a good complex tomorrow afternoon. I may not see as much Saturday, but Sunday and Monday after the front looks like a little drier air mass filters in short time. Then Tuesday late, a 30% coverage, and then Tuesday night and a Wednesday, pretty good round of showers and rain as that front pushes through. And then Thursday, reluctantly, I'm going to 30% coverage. Could be less than what I have based on which model is correct. Then kind of murky as we head towards a week from this weekend, as leftover moisture may give us a slight chance of showers. It'd be light, though, on that potential a week from this weekend. As far as the allergy report today, looking at higher levels in the moderate category on weed pollen, and mold remains at moderate levels, but is higher compared to yesterday. The rainfall deficit as of today goes to 1584, and the exceptional drought persists over the area. This is new information from the drought monitor, so no changes there, even though we have seen a few showers across Southeast Texas. Upper level high pressure has built back into West Texas, ridging into our area, responsible for the record highs today and tomorrow. Tomorrow we could see a little disturbance come on in, and that could produce showers and storms. If the storms develop, they'll be coming in from the north rather than off the Gulf of Mexico. Same story coming up on Saturday with that front, storms coming in from the north. Then a deep trough of low pressure then pushes on in towards the middle of next week. That'll drive our first real cold front into Southeast Texas with a little cooler weather as we head towards late next week, especially in those lows, but it will also kick Lee out to sea and keep it off the East Coast. At least that's what we're hoping. Lee, a very powerful Category 4 hurricane already, with winds at 130 miles an hour, with gusts to 160. You can see a distinct central dense overcast. This is a very circular, symmetric storm, very indicative of a powerful storm, and further strengthening is expected as rapid intensification is underway. We're seeing a very circular eye of about 20 nautical miles in diameter and very warm temperatures within the eye, which means it's a very healthy system. So as you can see, not terribly big, but it is going to head off towards the west and northwest, as you can see, likely producing quite a bit of wave action along Puerto Rico's north coast and also the Turks and Caicos Islands. Ensemble modeling. I have taken the ensembles of the GFS and the European and overlaid them, and you can see the Hurricane Center going right down the consensus. And as you can also see that the consensus, the storm is coming right on through the consensus, and good consensus, high confidence in this forecast that this will head off towards the west and northwest. What's happening is that there is going to be what we call eye wall replacements. The hurricane basically it gets larger, and then the new eye will form, and then it will contract inwards and the process will repeat. That could fluctuate the intensity. So Category 5 tomorrow could weaken a bit Sunday to Monday, but then again, it may not. So a little bit tougher forecast as far as the intensity rather than the exact track. Otherwise, where's it going to go after that? Well, the middle of next week, 82 models, at least 79 of them say it's going to turn towards the north. A couple of outliers, but it's getting more clear that this is going to track on off towards the north. The high that we were talking about yesterday looks like it's going to weaken. That is steering this off towards the west and northwest, hopefully staying off the east and mid-Atlantic coastline. Not so sure about New England. I have to watch that as you're talking beyond 8 days out. So lots of time to watch this. Otherwise, no issues for the Gulf of Mexico the next couple of weeks. Let's not jinx it, right? So this evening looks like all activity should be over with, and we'll see temperatures dropping into the mid-70s in the lakes and the upper 70s to lower 80s in the triangle. Tomorrow, another hot day, record-breaking heat, and then we got this moving on into our area. Those storms could have quite a bit of lightning if they stick around at 7 p.m. We may have some lightning delays coming up tomorrow. The timing of this is a little uncertain. Some models are later with some redevelopment after this first line. It's certainly possible tomorrow. Otherwise, on the Gulf of Mexico, slightly choppy seas are expected around 1 to 2 feet tomorrow. We'll see southwest winds at 10 to 15 knots. One high tide tomorrow at about 2 a.m. and water temperature at 88 degrees. Tonight, becoming mostly clear with some patchy fog, especially up in the lakes area. See south and west winds light. Lows will be in the mid-70s in the lakes to the lower 80s in the triangle. Tomorrow, 101, 102, 103, 104, maybe 105. Take your pick. Record highs. Heat advisory will be in effect across southeast Texas. Otherwise, there's that 50% coverage tomorrow. 60% coverage may come in earlier, coming up Saturday afternoon. So the high only about 97 as that weak front pushes through. And it will produce a couple of days of cooler mornings and lower humidity and abundantly sunny afternoons. Still going to be hot, but not quite as hot. This 30% coverage coming up ahead of the front will be late, say, Tuesday afternoon, looking wet Tuesday night and into Wednesday. Boy, it's been a while since I've been able to say that. We'll go with a 60% coverage, could be more than that, and highs remaining in the 80s coming up on Tuesday. Reluctantly, I've gone just a 30% coverage on Thursday. It may be out of here if the one model that I'm looking at is correct and we could see a lot more sun. Otherwise, then it again becomes a little murky as we head towards late next week and the following weekend. One thing is for sure is that we are looking at some yum low temperatures coming up Friday, Saturday, Sunday morning with highs lower 90s. And if we see any rain, as I said earlier, Saturday and Sunday a week out, it looks light stuff at this point. Download our app. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and as always, there's more weather at 12newsnow.com.